tell you, better to serve you with higher quality, higher quantity, king of price deals on pre-owned vehicle. Come see us today at our new location, 1011 Folger Drive, right across the interstate from the main showroom. You can't miss us. And as always, king of price, king of deals, you can't beat Randy Marion in Statesville.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Hello, everybody. It is another Friday with us on WSIC's The Scoop. Firewire Dan is here, of course, as always. And we have a special guest, Ward 2 Mooresville Commissioner Will Aven. And I think we're going to get a phone call from Representative Todd Carver, too, because we want to talk to these guys about Mooresville really does it up for veterans and first responders. But man, Veterans Day, it has always been very impressive. We have, there's a breakfast, right?
Yeah, it's really like a week or more of celebrations, memorials and things of that nature. So, we started, with the walk, and the placing of the flag, the POW flag and the wreath, at Town Hall. That kind of starts off the week, and then it progresses, and then we end up with our now it's after this past one, I think we're almost like the best parade in the country.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is just an incredible sight to see everything that we put out there as a community and how we honor our veterans in the town of Mooresville, and to that point, our first responders. It's just an important part of our community, and instead of putting it aside, we embrace it, and we take care of those people, and we lift those people up, and I just love that about our community. It's
I
one
really
of my
do
favorite
too.
things.
So for those who don't know, the thing about growing up in a smaller town, at one time, but you end up you have friends that end up running for public office. And Will is one of those people. He has, in my opinion, done a great job. And I know you have really supported the efforts of our first responders.
Absolutely.
And some people might not know the historian that you are, and you have family with. I went into Will's house one day and saw some amazing stuff, his historical stuff. So this stuff, and he has a Humvee.
Yes.
Like the real one.
Yeah.
And the Scoop has run some video that he's taken with some cool cameras whenever he's driving that thing around. But so I think it's safe to say that you have a very special.
I do. So, I didn't have the opportunity to serve in the military. I was a firefighter like Dan, and did that service. My family history goes all the way back that we know. Frederick Hambright was my fifth great grandfather, so Revolutionary War hero. We fought in the Civil War, fought in World War I, World War II. We have been, our family, that is a rich history. Korea, my grandfather was in Korea. So proud of that, and one of the things that my grandfather always told us as his grandchildren was, you have been gifted a life by this community. You need to give back. You need to serve in some capacity.
I remember you actually saying that whenever you were making the decision to run.
Yep.
Have you been able to trace it back to where they lived all?
Oh, absolutely.
Was it all around here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So my family was here before Mooresville. They were settlers. They had farmland that eventually became Mooresville. Both sides. I've got the Stevens side and the Voyle side, and both of those families were very prominent in early and still modern day Mooresville.
He was talking about his family in every war, and it makes you think back to the Forrest Gump scene where he's like, I've had family in every war that's fought and died, and Everybody dropping
It
over in every
really-
war.
Right. Luckily, they
really
didn't.
does.
That didn't happen to us. But yes, no, it has been just a history, and it's an honor, but that is part of the reason, the Humvee thing. I always wanted one when I was, an impressionable teenager. I watched the older guys going to Desert Storm and going over there and doing that. And I'm like, look at this cool new truck they've got.
And you were able to drive yours in the parade.
In the parade, yes. That and that's the number one reason that I genuinely have it, is to honor vets, to take vets places. They asked me last minute at this parade, hey, there's a World War II vet, 101 years old, who his Jeep didn't start this morning. Can he ride with you? And I said, absolutely. And they said, do you have room? And Mr. Mayor, forgive me. I said, I'll kick Chris Carney out if I don't have room. So I mean, it's a World War II vet.
Absolutely.
Chris, I think you understand. But we had plenty of room. So, but just the opportunity to have that
That's fabulous.
experience.
Is it kind of like a club like the Jeeps, where people
It is.
with Humvees?
Oh, yeah. If you've
Is there
got
a lot around here? I know Scotty Brown has one.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had one.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you've got one, it's kind of a club because the parts we don't have a motor pool behind us, and believe me, we need a motor pool behind us, because I usually tell people I will be there if it starts. So
Yep, you've told me that.
yeah. So that's kind of the operating procedure, and Veterans Day morning it was 25, and I was a little concerned. So
Yeah. So speaking of parades, I know we've got another week between now and Thanksgiving. However, I started filling out my grocery list for Thanksgiving. I cook for my family, and I always have. And one of the biggest controversies the week of Thanksgiving in Mooresville is the day of the Christmas parade.
That's a controversy.
That is.
It
That's
is.
for sure.
It was
Always.
never a controversy until recently, though. So the Christmas parade in Mooresville is the Tuesday, and we're going to talk a little bit more about holiday stuff and stuff we got. We got Will. We got we'll get him to weigh in on some of this, but it is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. It's always been that way.
yes, it always has been. That's the traditional day. It goes all the way back to when the shopkeepers didn't really do. They did a half a day, I think, on a Tuesday, and so.
Well, don't the schools still?
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Mooresville, but
does.
not Statesville.
Statesville. Yeah.
So that creates issues whenever you've got, and I know a lot of parents get upset about this, like whenever you've got some students in Idle Statesville that are in dance groups or whatever.
They had to pull them out of school.
You have to put, and that does. I mean, I understand why it causes the issues that it does. I mean, all my kids have been in acro fitness. I think everybody knows that. That's usually who I'm walking with, taking pictures during the Christmas parade. Hoping that I don't trip and fall on my face and walking backwards, taking photos. But anyway, they have the same problem. Yeah. Because you've got Mooresville Graded School District kids and Idle Statesville kids. And so it sort of takes a juggling act to get that figured out. We will be back. We're going to wrap this segment, but we have a lot more to go. So stay tuned.
Investigative, uncompromising, unafraid. We'll be right back with The Scoop, hosted by Jaime Gatton, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Boy, I tell you what, we've got some absolutely gorgeous weather as we get ready to head into the weekend. Plenty of sunshine. We're in the upper 60s, near 70 for our Friday afternoon. And then that two-day winter from earlier in the week is now a distant memory, looking at mid-70s over the weekend. We'll stay dry through the weekend, but bring back a low opportunity for some rain by Tuesday of next week. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
N110, upscale and elegant, but never pretentious. Over 500 whiskeys, 100 wines, craft cocktails, and crave-worthy small bites. Live music plus monthly comedy nights and tastings. Post your next event at N110, located at 19712 1 Norman Boulevard in Cornelius.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. The 500 Club in Statesville is ready for you to experience golf, dining, and entertainment. Golf lessons, tea times, the Victory Lane Sports Bar and Grill Plus memberships are available online at the 500 Club. Monday, November 17th is the rescheduled Dino Open at the North Stone Country Club in Huntersville. This golf tournament benefits Little Smiles of North Carolina. Registration opens at 9 a.m. with a shotgun start at 10 and then a reception with awards, dinner, and drinks following. To donate, participate, or for more information, call 704-900-4747 about the Dino Open at North Stone Country Club on the 17th. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway begins Friday, November 21st. The drive-through holiday light show features more than 5 million lights circling the iconic oval, pit road, and infield road course. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets and information on Speedway Christmas. The Fall Frenzy 5K is happening on November 22nd at ESC Park in Troutman. This run and walk benefits the Iredell County Crosby Scholars to support college and career access for Iredell students. Runners, walkers, and well-behaved pets are invited. There will be a DJ, food trucks, face painting, games, post-race snacks, and awards. Visit crosbyscholars.org to register and for more information.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays now through November 23rd. A non-stop outdoor family adventure. Huzzah! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Ready to take control of your weight with real medical support? At Renew Specialty Group, we offer semaglutide, tirzepatide, and now retatrutide with complimentary consultations, personalized plans, and real results. Visit renewhealthwellnessnc.com. Your transformation starts here.
Hard questions, real answers. The Scoop continues with Jaime Gatton. WSIC, local starts here.
Welcome back to the Scoop on WSIC. We left off talking about the Mooresville Christmas Parade. Don't mean to put Dan on the spot here, but pretty sure you said you haven't been in the Mooresville Christmas Parade.
Never been. Always was working, and so my kids have gone to it, but
yeah,
they get out of school early because they went to Iredell County schools.
It is an awesome thing to behold, is it not? I mean, it
yeah.
is. Now, granted, a couple years ago it was raining.
Yeah.
And I went live on that one. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, it is the perfect kind of segue into Thanksgiving. It gets you in the holiday spirit. Dan, you should ride in it.
With what?
Your
With who?
truck.
Oh, no.
Get one of those wraps on your truck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. People might throw eggs at you, Dan.
Yeah. Almost hate a guy in Iredell.
Oh, I don't know about all that. You're misunderstood. That's what I like to say.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah. He's misunderstood. So speaking of misunderstanding, Firewire Dan, you just got back from Florida.
I did, yeah.
And I want you to tell everybody what you did.
So everybody, I think we've had Preston on a bunch of times. I work with Operation Hilo. I do communications for them, all their radios and stuff. But Jamaica is in a real need for firefighting gear, anything fire department related. A lot of the western side of the island's fire departments were absolutely destroyed. So a call went out for firefighting gear through North Carolina EM, and somehow Operation Hilo got involved in this, and we were kind of like the contact for the state. And over a course of 3 days up at Statesville Airport, dozens of departments from all over the state drove in and donated gear. It was pretty cool to see. You put out a call, Will will tell you, you put out a call like that, and, you're going to get hand-me-downs, the old burnt-up gear from training and stuff. But we got boxes of brand-new gear.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just brand-new coats and bunker pants, and it was pretty cool. A lot of old helmets and boots and stuff like that. But, when you have nothing, something's better than nothing.
Absolutely.
So We kind of went down to Florida without much of a plan. We knew we were going to the port. It was going to go onto a ship, and that ship takes 2 days to get to Jamaica. But halfway there, we found out we were going to be visiting with the Neomar Fire Department, and their chief is Jamaican. And
Oh, wow.
so we went to their logistics office and delivered all the bunker gear, helmets, gloves, boots, and it was really cool to meet him. He's been chief for 6 months, and we delivered all that there, and he's taking it from there to Jamaica. And then we ended up going to a container yard, and they took all the generators, all the MREs we brought. We brought cases and cases of, actually pallets of MREs. So it was a lot of fun, a good 48-hour trip there and back.
And you hit a Buc-ee's?
We hit Buc-ee's on the way down and on the way up. I don't think Preston had ever been. Him and I rode together down, and he said, I can't bring my wife here. Have to open up a second mortgage on the house type thing,
I have never been to Buc-ee's. I was telling Dan on the way down here. I've never been. Now, my daughter, Poppy, has been, and came back with some souvenirs.
Yep.
I know I need to go.
They're building one in Raleigh, I believe, at 95 and 40, that intersection right over there. And the closest one is Florence. That one's fairly new. And every time we go to Myrtle Beach on the motorcycles, we always just stop there for fuel. And now
I hear you can get lost in there.
They're huge.
You can.
Then they got a brand new one in Georgia, just north of like Brunswick area, Savannah. So that was the one we stopped at on the way down. That's really nice. That's the newest one that they've opened in this area. So.
Well, when is Mooresville getting a Buc-ee's?
Who knows? Not anytime soon that I know of.
That we know of. It's not on the schedule.
And believe me, I don't know if any of our pocketbooks can handle that.
I mean, know, right?
If you take my 2 daughters, one's 23 and one's 22. Yeah, taking them in there is like, okay, talking about a mortgage. Yeah. I mean, you leave with everything that you don't need.
And it's also cool for guys because there's like a sportsman section with really
That is
cool flashlights
wild.
and knives and
It's like a whole department store.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Well, I know I speak for a lot of people, Dan. Whenever I say, I thank you for everything that you've done. You and Operation Hilo for, disaster relief. It's very appreciated.
Yeah, I'll just tell you, we just got a new piece of gear. It's something that we could have really used in the mountains a few weeks ago when we were up there working. Our communications director, Preston, who you've met, he said, Dan, I need you to figure out a solution. And we need to be able to talk on our radios on the ground and talk to the helicopters in the air. Well, that doesn't go side and side with each other. Helicopters and aircraft use AM, and on the ground, you typically use FM. So we put our thinking caps on, and we found a piece of equipment that takes AM, takes FM, combines it, and shoots it out over both frequencies. And we just got it in, and we were testing it this week. And
I think that you were talking about mentioning it. On the last
I
show.
tell you, what an awesome piece of gear made by
that's
ICOM. Great. It's really cool, works well, and we can't wait to use it in the field.
So it's brand new.
Brand new, just got it. Yep.
That's awesome.
I hooked it up at the house yesterday and was talking, and it was working perfect. So yeah,
that's great.
It'll go to good use.
So we're going to get back over here because we've got to catch up on more of the kind of Veterans Day stuff, looking behind us a bit. And I know we're going to catch up with Representative Carver as well, either in this segment or next. But one thing that I wanted to talk about is I think it was the last thing that we did on Veterans Day was a groundbreaking. And it's actually gotten some decent news coverage.
Right. As it should.
As it absolutely should. And it's the Building Homes for Heroes. And this will set us straight here. This was started years ago.
It was.
In Mooresville.
It was the idea was started years ago. I think it was I can't remember his name, unfortunately, but it was an intern who was working with the town. Kind of had the idea, brought it up to the commission. The commission started everything in process.
Where's that intern now?
We've got to find him. And Gary West is the one who remembers all of the cadence of how this happened. And it was one of those projects that kind of ebbed and flowed and just ended up going nowhere. And
as happens in government sometimes.
It does. And then, with the election of Mayor Carney, myself, coming in with that mindset, we've got to support our veterans, first responders. So it kind of got brought back up. Then we found out that there were the restrictions that are placed on a local elected body, because we are given our powers by the state. And so, we have to follow those rules. And we very quickly found out that we couldn't even donate the land for the project under the current laws and ordinances that we had to follow. So we had to have legislation passed that allowed us to do that. And so that's where, Representative Carver came in and
that's
helped us.
where you appreciate that relationships do.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, because we have to have those relationships, because sometimes you look at something and you're like, this is good for everyone, but our hands are tied. We can't do it. And so you have to, finagle these ways to get it. And it's not backroom cooking or anything like that. It is just trying to get the good done. And that's where we ended up. And, Lowe's, Building Homes for Heroes, they came in and have just really turned it into something that will be generational for the town, and will really have an effect and an impact on our community. I mean, if nothing else, you've got 15 homes that are going to be sitting on that hill. So we've got 15 heroes who will now be right in downtown Mooresville and interacting with our community. And how exciting is that?
Somebody was asking me the other day, do we already have the folks picked out that will be in those homes, or is there a process?
There's a process to it. I'm not sure what that is. I think it's through Building Homes for Heroes.
Okay.
I think that's their portion. Obviously, they get the homes built, get them furnished, and things like that. Lowe's is the Roundup program. That's where that money comes from.
Okay.
So when you go to Lowe's and you shop and you round up that 50 cents or 60 cents or whatever, that's what funds these
That's
projects.
Awesome.
And
how much money there is?
I think the last time it was over $6 million.
Yes, that's what I heard. I think
that was pledged just to this project.
That's incredible.
So it's fantastic. And these are not they're not starter homes or anything like that. They're beautiful homes that because veterans are proud people. And they take care of their things. They have pride and ownership of what they have, and so these are homes that they can be proud to be in.
Where is this going in Mooresville?
So it's renamed Freedom Hill, but it's directly across from our War Memorial, right there on and adjacent to Liberty Park.
Okay.
So you've got Liberty Park, War Memorial, and then you're going to have Freedom Hill.
Cool.
And it is just a wonderful cadence taking you, and then you can walk the hill all the way down to Richard's Coffee Shop, which is, our museum for our veterans, and a wonderful organization amongst themselves. I mean, just a great group of people. So it's thrilling. And this Veterans Day, bringing it out, was just incredible.
That's awesome. So we are going to wrap shortly, and I think that we'll call in Representative Todd Carver. He will call in to us, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about his involvement in the Building Homes for Heroes. It's just something that really kind of spoke to me whenever I heard about it, and also kind of the length of time that it has taken to get it. I did not realize that there was bureaucratic red tape. Not surprised.
No.
But yeah. So we will come back and have a little bit more on the Veterans Day stuff around Mooresville. Stay tuned, and you'll hear from us again shortly.
Investigative, uncompromising, unafraid. We'll be right back with The Scoop, hosted by Jaime Gatton, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Boy, I tell you what, we've got some absolutely gorgeous weather as we get ready to head into the weekend. Plenty of sunshine. We're in the upper 60s, near 70 for our Friday afternoon. And then that two-day winter from earlier in the week is now a distant memory. Looking at mid-70s over the weekend. We'll stay dry through the weekend, but bring back a low opportunity for some rain by Tuesday of next week. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts.
The Southern Christmas Show, November 13th through 23rd at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Buy tickets at southernChristmasShow.com, courtesy of Kraft Body Scan.
The Southern Christmas Show.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Yeehaw for rodeo season at Harrison's, the home of work, western, and wow. Whether you compete or cheer from the stands, Harrison has the looks to help you wow the crowd. Get western classics and the latest styles from Harriet, Cinch, Rock and Roll Denim, and Wrangler. Find us in Mooresville.
Jay White here from Central Line of Realty. At Central Line of Realty, we believe it's all about you. If it's time to sell your home, don't go it alone. Put the team here at Central Line of Realty to work for you. Go to centrallineofrealty.com and let's get started.
Are you sick of running out of hot water? Whether it's in the middle of a shower or doing dishes, cold water's never fun. Say goodbye to those surprises with a Rinnai tankless water heater from GMV Energy. This energy-efficient propane-powered solution heats water instantly, so you'll never run out again. Plus, it saves money and frees up space. Propane models start at just $295 after rebates. Visit any G&B Energy location or gbenergy.com to learn more.
Your pet called. They want to move in with us. Come see why at Dry Pond Animal Hospital and Pet Resort, where medical care, spa treatments, and cozy resort stays are all in one tail-wagging spot. Visit drypondanimal.com, where pets come to thrive.
Need a ride? iCats has you covered. Tuesdays to the VA in Salisbury, Thursday to Winston-Salem, and Fridays to Hickory. Plus, run errands every day around Iredell County for just $1. Visit rideicats.com.
We women want to be confident that we are taking the right steps to improve our financial future. Wouldn't it be nice to know you don't have to go far for the guidance to help make that happen? Eileen Stoner works right here in Lake Norman at Morgan Stanley's Cornelius office. As your financial advisor, Eileen can help you create a wealth plan and help you manage your investments. And she can help you work toward a comfortable retirement, too. To make an appointment with Eileen, call 704-896-9138. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
Welcome to a Bible Minute with Pastor Randy Mitchell from Temple Baptist Church in Statesville.
The Bible says in 1 John chapter 2, verse number 15, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." Folks, when God talks about loving the world is not just the breaking of the Ten Commandments. The world is a system, and the worldly system is orchestrated by Satan. It feeds off of our fleshly, sinful nature, and it's everything about us that wants to influence us and affect our life toward things that dishonor God. The next verse talks about the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. These are all the things, the categories of the love of the world. But obviously, a relationship with God is a love relationship. We have to make a choice. You can love the world or you can love God, but you can't do both.
Thanks for listening to a Bible Minute with Pastor Randy Mitchell here on WSIC.
Don't miss a thing. Download the WSIC News app today. WSIC. Local starts here.
This is Bloomberg Money Minute. Another tough day for people who own stocks. After equities plunged yesterday, we are looking at a sea of red again today. Change at the top at Walmart. 59-year-old CEO Doug McMillon retiring in February, being replaced by the company's 51-year-old U.S. head John Furner. McMillon started working at Walmart in his teens. He rose up the ranks to CEO and brought the company into the internet age. Prices on bananas, coffee, and beef could be about to get cheaper under a framework deal between the Trump administration and 4 Latin American countries. Prices on Swiss watches could come down just in time for the holidays because of a new trade deal between the U.S. and Switzerland. And if the popularity of the new Wicked-themed margaritas at the restaurant chain Chili's is dishing out as any indication, the upcoming film Wicked for Good could be a hit. The limited edition alcoholic beverages, the Witch's Brew Marg and the Good Witch Marg, are getting a lot of buzz on social media. The Universal film stars Ariana Grande and others. It comes out later this month. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
Friendly reminder, don't brake when you see the lake.
WSIC. Local starts here.
Hard questions, real answers. The Scoop continues with Jaime Gatton. WSIC. Local starts here.
Yes, welcome back.
Sorry, that was going on.
No, you're fine. On WSIC, y'all, there is not going to be a show that I do not come in early for. I swear. So we have Representative Todd Carver on the line, and we want to bring him in and talk to him a little bit about his involvement in the Building Homes for Heroes. Representative, you there? Hey, Todd.
Hello.
There he is.
There he is.
Hey, sorry about that.
No, you're perfectly fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You guys doing good?
We're doing good.
Yes, sir.
We're just here. We've got Will Aven, Commissioner Will Aven, with us, which you may know that. But we're talking about Veterans Day in Mooresville, and how we really love our veterans and honor them. I say, like, over the top in the best way. And Will was just talking during the break about the role that you played in the Building Homes for Heroes project. And I wanted to pick your brain a little bit about how that project got started and how you really, essentially, sounds like, got the ball rolling.
Absolutely. Well, I want to give credit for Chris.
Absolutely.
It was Mayor Chris. He came to me at the Christmas parade last year. I hadn't even gotten sworn in yet. And he was like, hey, we're going to be coming at you just as soon as you get your feet under you. And we got a bill proposal that we would really like some help with. We're going to try to build some homes for veterans.
Mm.
And he was like, hey, it's a pretty simple concept. The town owns some land, but we can't donate the land. We've got a donor who wants to, build these houses, and we're going to, do them for veterans and for, first responders. And I was like, man, that's just a fantastic idea, and a fantastic project that I would love to be a part of. He's like, I'll get up with you just as soon as you get sworn in, and that's exactly how it happened.
He didn't give you much time, huh? Sounds typical.
That's okay, because things move slow in Raleigh,
Right.
Because before you know it, you turn around and it's May, and it's like, man, when's my bill gonna? I made it through the committee process, and we had some different things, and as a standalone bill, it had passed the House floor. I'm almost positive it was unanimously, and then and it's like it just sort of languishes around and around and around. Well, eventually it gets made into a much bigger bill with lots of little projects from across the state.
That's always confused me how that happens.
Isn't it?
Yeah, because it'll be something completely irrelevant, like, that gets thrown in sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be like a swimming pool bill, and all of a sudden you got, teacher raises in.
Yeah, I've never really gotten that.
Makes absolutely no sense, but it's sort of how the sausage gets made.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we were able to get it done and get it across the finish line. And I'm going to tell you, I text, Mayor Chris after we got done the other night. I was like, I've never been prouder to be from Mooresville in all my life than today.
Absolutely.
As a veteran, as a father of a vet, as the son of a vet, to see my town step up the way it has, and Lowe's come in there as a corporate partnership with the town. I mean, that's just the stuff. I mean, like I said, it's just Americana 101.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a very proud moment for me to, be the guy who's lucky enough to represent Mooresville in the General Assembly and have had in just a small part a way of helping get this thing done. I'm just so proud of what we're getting done in the town. And that's that.
I can really, too, appreciate, and I hope that listeners do, too, the passion that I hear from you and that I know that you have. Because so many times, quote-unquote, politicians get bad press, bad raps, like you, and it's, well, who's lining whose pockets and who's getting paid off for this or whatever. But, and I've always said, even whenever I am critical of government, they're people, right? They're everybody that runs for public office is still a person.
They are, and hey, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm there to serve the constituent.
Well, and as long as you have that mentality, good for you.
And I want people to say, "Hey, here's something we should be doing better," because that's where good ideas come from. So part of that, the criticism is just part of the job for me. And so hey, but this was one.
This is awesome.
It was a no-brainer, and it was an awesome project to just be a part of.
If there was a politician that would want to line his pockets, it would be Todd. Todd left a really cool job at the college and took a heck of a pay cut to go to be a.
He's in the background going.
It is a heck of a pay cut.
So, I mean, Todd is he's a cool dude. I've known Todd a long time, and I'm really proud to have you as our representative, Todd. And we've had some meetings, and Todd was my BLET coordinator, and
absolutely.
He was. I remember at the beginning of class of that particular year, Todd came in and says, "If you have a concern, tell me. We'll talk about it." And
right.
I remember on a test I failed 2 questions, and I said, "Todd, here's why I went and talked to him. I said, this is why I think I'm right and you're wrong." And
right.
He
gosh, that sounds just like you, Dan.
He after some thinking, he agreed on one. He didn't agree on the other, and he gave me credit. But that's the type of man he is.
That's fair.
He'll sit there and listen. You might not get your way, but in a politician's world, if there's somebody's going to sit there and listen to you and listen to your concern, you can't ask for anything better than that.
And that's the name of the game right there, Dan. Is I think most people, they don't expect you to agree with. They just want to hear you to hear them out.
Yes.
And if you just hear somebody out, be objective about it, and say, "Hey, play a little point counterpoint." I mean that's like I said, that's where good ideas become great ideas, which become really good policy and really good laws for us. And so that's. I'm a freshman. I'm learning, and I am open to people saying, "Hey, let's think about this differently. Let's do it a different way." Because, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. So if we want something different, we got to do different. And that's what I want to be a part of. So I'm excited. Filing season's coming up. I'll be filing shortly in December. And I'm looking forward to, giving it another whirl, see what happens. And, we'll go from there.
Well, I hope that you that you're able to maintain that kind of outlook. I know that it's difficult sometimes. You guys are under an amazing amount of pressure and eyeballs and criticism and all the things. So thank you for everything that you did. Excuse me.
Hey, Jamie, I just want to say this. I'm from Mooresville my whole life.
Yeah.
Lived here my entire lifetime other than when I was in the service. And, if the people like the job I'm doing, they're going to reelect me, and I'll go back and serve another term. And if they don't, I'm going to come on back home, and I'm going to be Todd. Same old Todd you run into me today. If you were to see me out, somewhere today, I would hope that folks would like, "Hey, I can go talk to Todd. He's going to listen to me. He's going to hear me out." So
just as he said during BLET,
y'all,
just as he said during BLET, you better not call me after 8 o'clock at night. So.
But the best part about you, sir, is you are always Todd. The best part about you is you are always Todd, even in your current position, and we thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate it. If I can ever help y'all, if you ever got a show that's of issue that we could, something we could talk about that would be relevant for your listeners, I'd be more than happy to help you any way I can. So
thank you. Thank you for that. And listen, thank you for being so approachable. And you send me your columns to run on the scoop to stay transparent and to communicate with people. And we really do appreciate you and appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today.
Glad to do. I'm going to do one Sunday on Medicaid rebates, and the governor calling us back up for a special session.
Okay.
And so I'll have some information to come out on that.
Perfect.
And sort of where we stand with that issue.
Well, I will be looking forward to it, and I hope that you have a fabulous day.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all do the same now.
Okay, talk soon.
Thanks, Todd.
Bye-bye.
Investigative, uncompromising, unafraid. We'll be right back with The Scoop, hosted by Jaime Gatton, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Boy, I tell you what, we've got some absolutely gorgeous weather as we get ready to head into the weekend. Plenty of sunshine. We're in the upper 60s, near 70 for our Friday afternoon. And then that two-day winter from earlier in the week is now a distant memory. Looking at mid-70s over the weekend. We'll stay dry through the weekend, but bring back a low opportunity for some rain by Tuesday of next week. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. The 500 Club in Statesville is ready for you to experience golf, dining, and entertainment. Golf lessons, tea times, the Victory Lane Sports Bar and Grill Plus memberships are available online at the 500 Club. Monday, November 17th is the rescheduled Dino Open at the North Stone Country Club in Huntersville. This golf tournament benefits Little Smiles of North Carolina. Registration opens at 9 a.m. with a shotgun start at 10 and then a reception with awards, dinner, and drinks following. To donate, participate, or for more information, call 704-900-4747 about the Dino Open at North Stone Country Club on the 17th. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway begins Friday, November 21st. The drive-through holiday light show features more than 5 million lights circling the iconic oval, pit road, and infield road course. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets and information on Speedway Christmas. The Fall Frenzy 5K is happening on November 22nd at ESC Park in Troutman. This run and walk benefits the Iredell County Crosby Scholars to support college and career access for Iredell students. Runners, walkers, and well-behaved pets are invited. There will be a DJ, food trucks, face painting, games, post-race snacks, and awards. Visit crosbyscholars.org to register and for more information.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays now through November 23rd. A non-stop outdoor family adventure. Huzzah! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Sweetheart, would you turn it down? The neighbors can hear us. Sweetheart, the neighbors can hear this.
Ladies, if your husband's favorite TV setting is way too loud, it might be time for a hearing test. If this sounds familiar, it's time to call Beltone in Mooresville and Cornelius. Call 877-HEAR-123 today. That's 877-HEAR-123. Turn down the TV and turn up the conversation. Call 877-HEAR-123 now.
Hard questions, real answers. The Scoop continues with Jaime Gatton. WSIC, local starts here.
Welcome back to WSIC's The Scoop, and I came in on time.
There you go.
I got a
think
cue.
we're on show 6 or 7. You finally got it.
Listen, we have to handle me with like kindergarten clubs. This is how it works. I know y'all think I'm really smart, but
Well, you got a good writing ability, that's
Hey,
for darn sure.
thank you. And listen, I got my degree before AI was a thing.
Thank God for AI. I mean, I really sounded like an idiot on some of the editorials. They come up in history, and I go back and read them. Like, what? How did I write that, and why?
It can be really helpful. I've learned.
And once you get out of school, you don't think about punctuation right anymore because you don't have somebody grading you.
I
on it,
do. But yeah.
Or the right to versus TOO or two.
Two, and there.
And, thank God that there's something you could just hit proofread and it'll fix all that stuff for you.
That is very true. It does come in handy. And if you ever like the sentence structure, well, anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. So what did we say we were going to talk about this segment? Because we're just running our mouths.
We're just going to kind of BS a little bit for this segment here, but a couple things I wanted to bring up. One of them, Ellenboro Fire Department over in Rutherford County. Am I saying that right? It's southern enough? Rutherford County.
Yeah.
They flipped the tanker last night. Firefighter was pinned in, seriously injured. Currently in the hospital, which is hopefully he'll be okay. He was responding to a structure fire call. And then something that happened on the Firewire last week, I got to kind of talk about. Not that I want to, but I was up at the Statesville Airport doing stuff with for Jamaica. Not up there as a spectator for whatever the show was going on up there. Didn't even know anything about the show. But a lady came up to me and introduced herself, shook her hand. We had a quick 30-second conversation, and that was it. She walked away. And then she mentioned knowing you, Jamie, so I called you. You could attest to. And I said, who's this woman? And you told me who she was. I said, oh, that's where I know that name. But minutes later, people started reaching out to me that are apparently friends with this lady as well, and said that she had just put some nasty thing about me. So one of those people, I said, hey, screenshot it and send it to me. So he did. And she like totally lambasted me for no reason. She said that she came up to me and said that I blocked her. Well, I don't even know this woman. I have no reason to block her that I know of. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with her. So I put a thing out saying, hey, this is what happened. And, it is what it is. You're going to sit there and talk stuff. I'm going to respond to it. I mean, I am Dan. Everybody knows who I am, and I'm not going to sit there and stay quiet. And then a couple other people sent me screenshots of the replies, and this one dude by the name of Will Odom said, how incredibly immature. You're saying that to a sitting board member of the Mooresville Graded School District who just did something incredibly immature and lied about having a fake conversation, saying that she cornered me, essentially, and talking about that I blocked her, and, what's my response? There wasn't one because it was never brought up. But, I just thought it was kind of funny, but, don't get on the internet and try to be a keyboard warrior and then not expect me to respond to it. That's not who I am. I never will be that way. If you want to have a conversation, face to face, and bring up an issue that you may have, approach me about that issue. Just don't go on your keyboard and think you're going to win an argument. It's not going to happen.
How do you think, and maybe it's happened before, because I know you and I handle things differently.
Oh, of course.
And you have your own ways of dealing with things. But let's say, and I'm not talking hypotheticals here and asking you to project, I suppose, but let's say somebody does contact you privately or quietly or whatever, and criticizes you in a way, or you feel like it is. How would you handle that?
I have people email me every day.
Mm-hmm.
A guy just reached out maybe 2-3 weeks ago and said, hey, my wife is blocked. She's never done anything that I know of. Can you unblock her? So, when you have admin tools on Facebook, you can search people's names and you can see every comment they've ever made, any interaction I would have had with them. And this particular lady has never even made a comment. She was just as a follower. So I unblocked her.
So some weird Facebook glitch or something?
I'm not going to sit there and say, when I'm in the middle of the night posting a call, did I hit something? Maybe. I sleep with the radio on and I hear tones go off. I grab the phone, I quickly post it, and I roll back over. Sometimes things happen, and you might have blocked somebody on accident. But this particular lady never even made a comment before. So I unblocked her. I have no idea why she was blocked. But I keep detailed notes, too. Everybody that I block,
That's got to be a lot of pages, Dan.
I have an Excel spreadsheet of like 800 names. but let me remind you, about 600 of those names are people in Darfur, Africa, or India, trying to get you to click their link.
I was going to say, Dan, because you and I disagree on this. We always have. Like, you'll see somebody down-talking me on my page, and you're like, why aren't you just blocking this person? And for the most part, I don't, not unless it's just a troll or something.
And that's the thing, man. The page is for everybody.
I was going to say, so where do you draw the line? Where do you say, because I wouldn't be able to, that's why I don't.
Flat out lies and flat out attacking somebody. If somebody's going to attack the mayor or attack the police chief, attack you or Will, with complete BS, you're gone. I'm not going to entertain this level of maturity.
Well, it is your sandbox, and that's what I tell people.
It's my page. I run it. I don't answer to nobody. It's my business.
Right.
I don't tell you how to run your business. I don't tell the town how to run their business. Right. And I sure as heck don't expect anybody to tell me how to run mine. People like to say, oh, you're just a Facebook page. dude, there's a lot to the Firewire. It's not just a Facebook page. I'm a regular business. I'm an LLC. I pay taxes just like everybody else. And I'm not going to be told how to run my page, and I'm going to protect my business. And if you're one of those people that want to get on there and lie or attack people, you're gone. I mean, there's a friend that you've asked me 10 times to unblock him. I said no, each and every time. You know?
Listen, do y'all hear that? I'm trying.
So, yeah, I mean, and fortunately, you have that option. I mean, as an elected, we don't have
No,
that.
you don't.
We do not have that option.
No, you don't.
And so I will say, I got to give him a shout out. Commissioner Gary West is our guy who comes up with names, and he has come up with a much better name than Keyboard Warrior. He calls them Keyboard Cowards.
Ooh.
And
not Keyboard Crusaders.
Not Keyboard Crusaders, but if that is your means of being out there, it's like my grandfather used to say, you can do two things in life. You can complain or you can do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And get out there and do something. Be a part of it. I run for office. Be at the meetings. Come to the meetings. Don't sit there and talk and get people fired up on Facebook, on these web pages and everything else. Get active, get involved, and be a part of it. That's the way that you make change.
And we referred to it on this show as the bowels of social media. You know, I've always kind of called it that, but it is very disheartening. Excuse me. And I was talking to somebody the other day. Gosh, I forget who it was. If you're listening, I'm really sorry. But now I remember. It was anyway. So we were talking about a post on social media, of all things, raw milk, right?
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
There was this post on social media about raw milk, and I mean people, and I've seen it before with Josh's Farmers Market. This was a different business. This is the Shop and Save. People were coming out of literally Canada, Arizona, I think, like Texas, all these places to weigh in on raw milk. And it's like, it took me a minute. I was laughing about it. I think, I don't know, I find humor and stuff like that. But one thing I could not get past, because it's almost like there's a Facebook page maybe of anti-raw milk people.
Aren't you guys really religious? Let's talk about that for a quick second.
Religious?
How long have people been on Earth? Is there an answer to that?
It's a great question.
We're in 2025.
I think that it's hotly debated.
It is.
We know that there's people here at least 2,500 years ago, and then BC before that. People have been drinking milk since then from animals.
Well, but somebody got in a tizzy, Dan. I mean, they were mad, and they're like, humans are the only species that drinks the milk from a different species. And I'm just like, and somebody else was like, yeah, it's totally gross. And I'm like, maybe I'm dumb, but I've never even really considered it, I guess. But y'all, this person says to me, like, we are living in a day and age where everybody has to have an opinion. You can't just see something and move on. And listen, if I drink raw milk and I get something sick, it ain't
the Industrial Revolution and pasteurization of milk is fairly new compared to the human race.
Well, all I'm saying is, if I get sick, it ain't making you sick.
Oh,
so,
for sure.
But for some reason, I mean, people get up in arms, and y'all be freaking nice to each other. Just be nice and let people have their own freaking opinions. So we're gonna leave on that, and we will talk to you guys again next Friday. Have a fabulous weekend.
Serving you better than ever before. 105.9, 100.7. WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville,